Hello everyone, this is going to be take 15 of the second video of our Tonic Punch system. So let's hope that we don't have any kids screaming in the background or chainsaws starting up, but we're going to give this a shot again. Alright, what I want to share with you this time is my secrets for the border system. And this is my collection of the border punches that I have, and I'll share with you what I do so that I can make sure everything measures up perfectly. If you take the butterfly, for example, and you want it to line up perfectly so that it appears as though there's a continual pattern between one punch to another, then what I do is I flip over my punch, and on the back I write down placement of my guide. For this particular one, the 1.5 inch mark is the placement for my guide. So in other words, I would slip this in. I still start my paper at the 1/2 inch mark, same as with the 2-in-1 punches. Only this time I slide my paper to the 1.5 inch mark, and then I slide where the two meet to that 1.5 inch mark, and I continue to go that way through my whole border. And again, this is exactly what it achieves. Okay, so simply flip it over with a Sharpie or a permanent marker of some sort, write down your measurement. For the butterfly, it's 1.5. For the pinwheel, okay, my mark on this one is 1.35, or what I wrote here was 1.25 and 1.5, halfway in between the two, 1.35. So I move my guide between the 1.25 and the 1.5 mark, place my punch in, okay, and the same scenario. And this is the pattern I get. But I'm going to do it for you anyway, just so you can see. Again, starting my paper at the 1/2 inch mark, and I punch. Slide my paper down to where I said the 1.35, and I punch again. Now where the two join, punch again, and again where they join. And as you can see, once this piece is cut away, there's the perfect border. Alright, now the wave. The wave is 1.25. The love, 1.25. And that's so that you get a continual connection of the dotted line without any separation. However, if you wish to separate your pieces, okay, then you can slide this down. Say I slide this down to the 2 inch mark. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to still start at that 1/2 inch mark, but now I'm going to slide it down to the 2 inch mark. And this time what I'm going to do is where I started my punch is where I'm going to slide down to. The beginning of each new punch is where you slide. Beginning of each new punch to your guide. And again, I have perfect placement, so I don't have to connect them if I don't want to. I can have a break in between that is perfectly measured out. Alright, but in order for them to connect, it is 1.25. Okay, the paisley, 1.25. Alright, now there are some of them that I don't mark. Okay, oh, the flowers, those are 1.35 also. Let me see if I had a sample here. Yes, so see, by doing this at 1.35 I get a continual pattern all the way. So it looks like it continues to go. I can separate that with more space if I want to. But then, like I said, there are a series of them that I do not mark because there's really no way for the leaves to connect. There's no connecting pattern, such as in the butterfly where you've got your series of dots that connect, okay, or your pinwheel where this loop connects each time. Alright, with the leaf that doesn't happen. So you decide for yourself how much space you want in between each one. But like I said, my fail-safe thing is starting my paper at a 1/2 inch. And then this time what I might do is just go, I have my marker on the 1.5 inch mark, and I'm going to find the center of that, you know, just eyeballing the center of that leaf, and that's where I'm going to go. And then for sure, every leaf ends up being perfectly spaced out. And remember, especially on some of these, you get a fantastic little leftover piece. Okay, so be sure to use that in between, because I could certainly go in here now and alternate a separate color and have that. All right. Now what I want to show you though is a little trick that I have found with a couple of the border punches. Let's start with Royal to begin with. Royal is a border punch. However, I discovered that by placing the corner guides from a 2-in-1 punch onto this Royal border punch, I could achieve a corner. And I'll show you how that works. You simply place your paper in, punch. Now look at that corner. It's absolutely adorable. And you can certainly alter that even more. What I like to do is I like to take this little piece here and snip it. And now look at the corner I have. Very elegant, very nice. So this particular border punch also will double as a corner punch for you by simply using a corner guide from one of your 2-in-1s. Now it does not work that way for all of these, and you sort of have to play with them. And to be honest with you, of all the ones I have here, the Royal is the only one I have found that will work as a corner. But what I have discovered is that you can combine some of your 2-in-1 corner punches. Okay, here's the, oops, I have this backwards. Here's the Le Fleur, and I'm going to slide this in, and I'm going to create a border, okay, just like I normally would, starting at the 1/2 inch mark and then sliding down to the 1 1/4 mark, and then punching in between every one. And I'll show you what happens here. Now, you have to do the 2-in-1 punch first because it changes the width of the paper. And I'll show you what I mean here real quick. I should have had one all ready for you. Okay, so see how this breaks away? Now my paper is approximately 1 inch difference in width, but that's okay. So I'm going to take this away, and I'm going to grab my butterfly punch. I'm going to slide my butterfly punch in, and this one is at 1 1/2. So remember, I'm going to move my guide down to the 1 1/2 mark, and I'm going to slide this in. I'm going to start over again using that same piece of paper that I just punched. I'm going to start at the 1/2 inch mark, and I'm going to punch. Then I'm going to move it down to the 1 1/2 and in between. Now this will work with the Le Fleur 1 and Le Fleur 2. This would also work with the diamond print 2-in-1. I happen to like it with this one because this particular 2-in-1 punch is a little bit more basic, and sometimes I think you can get a little bit of overkill. Okay, and look at this. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Now you've got a combined border. Okay, let me show you how that works with one other one. Only this time, oh, and remember, beautiful little butterflies when you're done. Okay, this one is a combination with 2 of the border punches. We are going to do the pinwheel and the wave. Pinwheel first. Let's see, we're at 1.35 on the pinwheel, so we start there. Put your paper in, punch, and let's just get a little short border going. I won't do it all the way. Okay, let's just do this.